All right, you get your dumbbell, right? See how I got my toe back here? This gives me a little bit more support. I'm not as wobbly. If I go like this, I've got to do a little bit more right here on this half kneeling press. Basically, the whole reason you're doing this press is to engage your core, and when you press up, to lock this in here so that when you press it up overhead, you're working on some stability. That's all it is. So when you do this, you're and flatten that out, you get a little bit more support from the ground. So there's pros and cons to everything, right? If you can't hear this very well, I'll just overdub this with better instructions. But anyway, if you want to work on the flexibility on the front of your shin here, then this actually makes more sense, right? But if you want to work more on the core stability, then you put your toe like this. So there's not a wrong way or a right way to do it. There's just better and worse for you and for what you want to accomplish. So anyway, on to the half kneeling, because this is full kneeling or the tall kneeling shoulder press, right? So if I was tall kneeling, I'd be right here, and then you just shoot it up over your head. You don't even need to see what's happening up there. I'm just putting it up over my head. Half kneeling, there, ta-da! It's not complicated, right? All right, so I actually like to do this because it works on the flexibility of the toes and my glute med and my intercostals. So here, and press overhead. Now, some people will say that you should only press from the ears up, meaning in the tall press from here up, but maybe that works if you have a shoulder problem, but maybe you want to try to bulletproof yourself in as many positions as possible, so you should go for as full of a range as possible. So when I do the half kneeling press, or even most of my dumbbell shoulder presses, I'll actually come down into what looks like a little bit more of an Arnold press sometimes, especially if I have only a light dumbbell available, or that's all that's in the rack, or somebody's got the heavy stuff or whatever. And that just means taking it down as far as possible. I'm gonna kneel a little bit lower than you should, just so you can see what's happening here. But I may take it all the way down to here so that I can rotate it and push it up. Okay, that's where it's usually suggested. Even this, I feel, is a little bit more natural, because it's even like what would be a rack position for a dumbbell thruster or whatever. And then if you want even a little bit more shoulder activation and stretch, loading the bicep a little bit too, right? And come up and twist and turn up. So if you do all that from this position, that is the half kneeling shoulder press. Let's see if there's any more considerations I can tell you there. Obviously, you can do this with 2 dumbbells, or you can not press from this side, the kneeling side, and press from this side. Doesn't make any difference, except for I don't find that you get the same stretch in the hip flexor here, as if you press from the opposite side. So you want to press from that side, and then when you do that, you can feel the tug all down that front side of your body, and I think that's really beneficial, because it's almost like if there was no dumbbell, somebody might say, hey, what's your favorite hip flexor stretch? And I'd be like, well, I go into this position, and then I'm going to reach across like this, and I'm going to lean, and I'm going to stretch this out. But you know what? You can actually get a good hip flexor stretch. Actually, I might not tag it in this video, but as soon as I do it, I'll come back and I'll put a little link up here, and then that'll be for my favorite hip flexor stretch. But even if you want to kill a couple birds with one stone, the half kneeling shoulder press is going to actually stretch out your hip flexor as well at the full top extension, and you're actually going to start getting some flexibility back in this toe, like you would in like some yoga postures when you're trying to come forward all the way on the toe like that. So it's good when you get these exercises like this half kneeling shoulder press, where you can kind of get a whole bunch of things accomplished at once. If you have any questions, let me know. And as I'm talking right now, I'm going to point to one that's going to be suggested that you should watch after this, and another playlist for beginner instruction, and then of course as well the subscribe button there, so that you can, oh actually if you hit the subscribe button, it's kind of like no big deal. It just means you're subscribed to the channel. It doesn't mean you'll know when I upload another video. So if you want to know when I upload another video, you actually have to hit the bell. So hit the bell if you want to know when I do my next instructional video, and if you have a suggestion for me, go ahead and put it below, and I'll answer any questions you have on the half kneeling shoulder press. And as well, I mean, there's no need to look for the tall kneeling shoulder press, because that just means it's not half, it's full. Tall kneeling shoulder press, half kneeling shoulder press, right? All right, ask me any questions you have below. Give me a like if you like it. And if you have any suggestions to make these better, do let me know so I can be an awesome YouTuber. Fireball.